it's your boy Smitty, the elephant in the room from Addressing the Elephant in the Room. Let's talk about it. Today I'm with Nasheed Sugar Sheed Smith. How we feeling, baby?
Man, I'm feeling good, feeling great, you know. November 22nd, make sure you save the day.
Okay, man. Before we get into that November 22nd battle, let's talk about that fresh knockout victory you coming off of, man. Back, what was it, September 22nd?
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about that. How you feeling about that? And what was the game plan going into that fight?
And the game plan was to just make sure I was better than last time, you know, just continue to keep improving, make sure I'm focused, listening to my coaches, and we went in there, we executed.
Okay, man, you know both your coaches, Coach Bug Harris, Patrice Harris, for anybody that don't know Bug Harris, and Barry Hunter, they motto is we don't get paid for overtime, so we getting the same dollars that we signed that contract for, whether it go all 12, or in your case, stopping a couple. Exactly. So, man, that was the game plan, though, to get that knockout?
The game plan was definitely to get that knockout. I knew I could have knocked him out, you know, I fought him before, and he's one of the people that I didn't knock out when I first fought him, so I knocked him out this time, you know, got his corner to throw in the towel. I feel like I improved, and you can see it through various fights, you know, from my first fight to now. And even on my next fight, y'all gonna see, like, I got a bag of tricks, and they just coming out every fight.
All right, without giving up the whole game plan, what's some of them bag of tricks that you thinking about? You know, you might have to go out there and show. Halloween coming up. Me and you don't celebrate that, but, you know, Halloween coming up.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be a trick and a treat, you know what I'm saying? My jab is getting crazy.
I seen that in the last fight. That jab is getting where you've been. Is that something y'all been working on, you and Coach Bug and Barry, perfecting that jab?
100%. We've been working on that for a nice little minute, and we've been working on my defense too, you know, me catching, me being able to throw, just being comfortable in the ring, you know what I mean? Fighting in the amateur so long, and now fighting without that headgear, you know, it's different. So now I'm fighting in there, I'm getting more comfortable, I'm able to trust myself while I'm in them trenches, you know what I mean, while I'm in that fire, and I know I'm getting through it anyway.
Got you, man. Me as not just a medium person, but a fan of the sport and a fan of you, I'm actually happy because I remember the last time we did our interview when we talked over the virtual, I had to pop the question and address the elephant in the room. Why is it you only had 4 fights and you didn't had about 5 straight fights get canceled? Yeah. So me as a fan of yours, I'm happy that finally with this, since then it's like the 3rd fight, and you finally get to keep going through it without the opponent either backing out or not showing up the day of or the day before.
The thing is, my original opponent didn't show up the day before.
Oh, so this opponent you just got out of here was the last
just like a last minute opponent, you know, and thankful to, you know, the promoters, Jeter and them, they made sure that I got my opponent correctly, and then also thankful to my coaches and all that too, because they made sure everything was still situated without, you know what I mean, without the original opponent being there. So, I mean, like I always say, I got a great team no matter what. This will be my 4th fight this year. Should have been my 5th, but this will be my 4th fight this year. So, I mean, everything happens for a reason. I'm in the line with everything, you know what I mean? I got a great team. The Lord is on my side. We good, no matter what.
Got you. Well, since we know that you fight November 22nd, that's obviously going to be your last fight probably of the year to give you some rest for the end of the year. Or unless you do have plans to jump back in there in December.
If I can, I will. But if not, then I'm cool.
Realistically,
I'm cool with it.
So what's the goal then after? Because inshallah, everything goes right at this fight. What's the goal for next year? Do you want to do another 4 or 5, or you going to start looking at different things?
I want to do another 4 or 5 if I can. I want to fight as many times as possible until, you know, we get to them big leagues where I need to, like, you know, take my time and get my rest, things like that. I want to fight as much as possible. I want to rack them fights up as much as I can. You know, next year I'm hoping, if I can, get at the minimum 4 fights again. Possibly more than that.
Got you. You know, you in a division where, as you see, when David Morrell got to fight David Benavidez, he was only 10 fights, 10, 11 fights in there. Yep. And he got that big step-up fight with David Benavidez. And it wasn't like it was that was probably one of the best fights because you are in the same division, weight class, as both of them gentlemen, respectable fighters. You're in the same weight class as them. So that was that. So if we could get you to them 10 fights, is that hopefully the number where you can start saying, all right, you already ranked in the top 20 for your weight class, the 175 kind of division, is once you get up to them double-digit fights, that's when we're gonna start hoping maybe you could get in them fights with a David Morrell or as a Cullum Smith or some people of them caliber.
Oh, of course. Everybody know me. I'm never turning down no smoke. Anybody that come my way, I still have yet to turn down an opponent. You know, so I listen to my team. You know, whatever my team say, whatever direction they point me in, that's where I'm going. If we go in that direction, look out, because I'm coming.
Okay, 175, you on notification, you said it.
Yeah.
So let's speak a little bit before I let you out of here on that November 22nd bout. Do we know who the opponent is already?
We just got the opponent today. It's gonna be a good fight. You know, like always, explosive. The Sugar Sheed show is back. Come on,
all right.
man.
Without giving up too much of the game plan,
Yeah.
what's some things that have you got to already start watching some film on him?
Oh,
or
yeah,
just
yeah, for sure.
All right, without giving up everything, because we don't want him to see this and be like, all right, he's gonna come. What's some things though that you like? You know that your strengths can attack his weaknesses.
Everything, from outside to inside to defense to offense. He not better than me in no aspect. Y'all gonna see though.
Got you. November 22nd and Nasheed Sugar Sheets. Who is your opponent, just so the people can know, so we know it? Do you know his name?
I know his last name is Alexander. I don't know his first name. I know his last name Alexander.
Got you.
I seen him fight though.
Okay, got you. And where is this fight November 22nd
It's
gonna be?
At the Maryland Live Casino, you know. And hit me for tickets on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever. If you got my number, hit me on there too.
Got you, man. It was a pleasure sitting there talking to you. Nasheed Sugar Seed Smith. Like you heard him, November 22nd, Maryland Live Casino. Be ready for the Sugar Sheed show.
Yeah.